Welcome to the Digital Laboratory, focused learners. I'm your tone strategist, and today we're decoding the very DNA of modern guitar sounds in this explainer. We're dissecting the exact frequencies, the hardware, and the digital processing that separates amateur noise from absolute sonic perfection. So get ready, because we're about to completely rewrite the rulebook on how you achieve crushing, brutal heaviness.
Want to sound heavier? Then turn down your gain. Look, I know it sounds like a lie, but it's the secret behind the most crushing tones in modern metal. It goes against literally every instinct we have as guitarists when we plug into a massive stack, but reducing that distortion is the absolute foundational secret to getting that modern sound.
Okay, let's really dive into this. There's this quote, pulled straight from a frustrated producer on a recording forum, and it just perfectly shatters the great amateur illusion. Maxing out the gain knob does not automatically equal a heavier tone. Actually, if you just dime the distortion, you are actively destroying your mix.
Which brings us to Section 1, the gain illusion.
Think of a muddy, unworkable guitar mix as a crime scene. Well, excessive distortion is always our prime suspect. Historically, early metal was built on saturated fuzz, a wall of chaotic, unrefined noise. But the new rule of modern metal? It's all about percussive clarity. Listen to a band like Gojira. When legendary producer Logan Mader mixed their track Toxic Garbage Island, he realized their guitars already sounded massive, specifically because they prioritized laser-focused clarity over raw fuzz. They keep this incredible mid-range punch to cut right through the mix like a scalpel rather than just acting like a blunt, fuzzy hammer.
So here's the scientific reality of recorded metal. When you crank the gain, you're heavily compressing the signal and just killing your dynamics. That intense distortion literally removes the sound of the string vibrating. You completely lose the snap. Ask any top producer and they'll tell you that less gain actually yields punchier chords. The real secret here is that you create that massive wall of sound not with one highly distorted track, but by meticulously stacking multiple lower gain tracks. That's what gives you a terrifyingly thick sound that still keeps its true percussive attack.
Moving on to Section 2, Pickups and String Definition.
Before your signal ever even touches an amplifier, we've got to analyze the raw data starting right at the source, the string and the pickup. Because if the source is compromised, the whole mix just dies. Single coils, by their sheer physical design and magnetic pole architecture, naturally capture and emphasize bright, high-frequency snap. We're talking usually around the 3 to 5 kHz range. That high-frequency capture is absolutely vital for string definition. It's what gives you that aggressive clack the second the pick hits the string.
Now, think about the humbucker. Brilliant piece of engineering, right? It cleverly sums two coils to cancel out external magnetic hum, but we've got to be forensic here. While they do kill the noise and give you a much thicker low end, traditional humbuckers will very often roll off those high-end transients. And without proper tuning or EQ, they can actually limit the aggressive percussive attack you desperately need from modern chugs.
And we have the hard data to prove exactly why source clarity matters. When you look at pitch detection error rates from DSP algorithm testing, which is basically how well a digital pedal or plugin tracks your guitar's pitch, it's wild. When your pickup output lacks string definition, the algorithms completely panic. You're looking at tracking errors of over 50% on Octaverse. So if your raw signal is just mud, your digital pitch shifting and low-tune chugging will literally compute as errors in the system.
All right, Section 3, Sculpting Percussive Clarity.
So how do we actually fix it? We move into the clinical EQ moves. We're going to maximize that percussive clarity and systematically eliminate the muddy frequencies that are ruining your chug. First rule, you violently cut the sub-bass under 80 to 120 Hz. That space belongs to the bass guitar and the kick drum, not you. Next, you surgically target and cut the 300 to 500 Hz range. That is the absolute enemy of clarity where all that boxy, muddy resonance lives. Finally, you apply a very narrow boost right around 1 to 1.5 kHz. This is where the life is, guys. This boost accentuates your string definition and gives your notes incredible, aggressive bite.
But EQ isn't your only weapon. Take producer Joey Sturgis's tone blending method. Instead of just one amp, he uses 3. First, you lay down your primary high-gain rhythm tracks for the meat of the sound. Second, you add parallel middle-gain tracks right underneath them. This is what restores the pick attack that the high-gain just destroyed. And finally, you blend in an extreme low-gain, almost totally clean track. That layer acts strictly to provide pure string clarity. Mixing in cleaner parallel signals like this gives you the ultimate percussive snap. It is a total game changer.
Section 4. Forensic Dynamic Control.
We have to treat the unruly, booming low end of drop-tune guitars as a volatile, dangerous element that requires strict containment. Enter the absolute greatest tool in the modern metal mixing arsenal, multiband compression. Don't just think of it as a compressor, think of it as a dynamic EQ. It acts as a targeted sonic vice. It waits, and when that massive, palm-muted low E string hits and tries to overwhelm the mix, the multiband compressor instantly clamps down on just those low frequencies. It tames the boom without sucking the life and the high-end air out of the rest of your riff.
But the real secret here is in the speed, 1 to 10 milliseconds. That is the incredibly fast attack time required on your compressor to instantly grab a transient. When you set it this fast, you stop the bass notes from blooming out of control. It instantly locks in the chug with absolute surgical precision, so you're syncing perfectly with the kick drum.
Which brings us to our final phase, Section 5, the digital tone revolution.
We are right in the middle of a total shift. High-tech digital clipping, modeling, and VST plugins are completely replacing traditional 100-pound tube amps. Why? Because they offer a level of forensic control that old circuits simply cannot match. Look at the capabilities of modern plugins, like Neural DSP's Archetype series. We are talking about graphic 10-band EQs for immediate, surgical cuts right inside the amp block, advanced pitch shifting algorithms for flawless multi-voicing, transparent clean boosts that push digital amps into incredibly natural breakup. You literally have total control over the exact shape of your sound wave before it even reaches the amplifier stage. Let's look at the ultimate modern application of these tools by architecting the tone of Tim Henson from Polyphia. Okay, they might not be death metal, but their percussive attack is heavily weaponized. It's what's called the pushed clean tone. Step 1. A compressor set to a 50% blend so you capture natural dynamics but keep that sustained snap. Step 2. An overdrive pedal with the drive entirely at 0 but the tone cranked up. Step 3. A clean amp heavily pushing the mids. And Step 4. A surgical EQ drastically boosting the 4 kHz range to exaggerate the pick attack. The result? It's bright, it's heavily compressed, and it cuts through speakers like glass. The days of hiding behind a wall of saturated fuzz are long gone. Modern tone is about precision, not noise. Clean up your signal and join the evolution. Subscribe to the Tone Manual for more forensic gear breakdowns.
I'll leave you with this to chew on in your digital labs. We just proved that turning down your gain actually makes you sound heavier. So, what other gear myths have you been blindly following that are secretly sabotaging your mixes right now? Think about it. See you next time.